Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Let's Talk About It Gym. But I am here with Bam Woman Magazine. We are spotlighting some amazing women in our magazine. And I have one with me right now, Miss Jill Brandon. She's absolutely a beautiful soul. And she's going to be talking to us about what she's got going on and how she has maintained as an entrepreneur in this pandemic. So, Miss Jill Brandon, thank you so much for joining us. How are you today?
I am doing wonderful. Thank
Good.
you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Good. All right, darling. So let the people know who you are, where you're from, what you do, what type of business do you have?
So, my name is Jill Brandon. I'm originally from a small town called Mineola, Texas, close to Lindale and Tyler, Texas. Just a small,
Yes.
yeah, you've heard of it. Okay, good deal. I am a singer-songwriter. I'm a performer, and my goal is just to share love and inspiration in all that I do. A big part of that is with music because music has been such an amazing, pivotal therapy for me throughout my whole life.
Yes, that's awesome. So how long have you been singing?
I have been singing since birth, it really does feel like. Truly, my mom sings, my grandparents
Oh,
sing. It's
wow.
kind of like a family affair.
Yes.
And I didn't actually start singing professionally or on stage until I was 4 years old. And my
Wow.
mom coaxed me into singing Jesus Loves Me for a little church congregation. And
Uh-huh.
ever since then, something sparked in me. And I said, wow, this is what I need to do. And I've been doing it ever since.
Awesome. Awesome. I love that. So you grew up in the church. So I have got to
It,
ask this question. How has your faith kind of pushed you into your entrepreneurship?
it has been pivotal, truly.
Yeah.
With everything that I do, I always lead in love. That is the focal point. And for me, my faith, that's a huge part of it, is leading in love and
Yeah.
letting love lead the way in all that I do. And just using the struggles that I go through as a testament and to show that you can come through it and you can get to the other side, and
Absolutely.
sharing that as an inspiration and being there as someone that others can go to or relate to. That's a huge part of what I want to do with my music and my public speaking and my performances.
Absolutely. I love that. So you do public speaking. You're a motivational speaker. Is that correct?
Yes, I do
Awesome.
some of that as well as singing. Sometimes when I'm at specific venues, I'll be asked to share as well as sing. And of course, with the concerts that I do, I like to not just sing through the whole thing. So I'll share.
Yeah.
I'm a talker, so it works out.
That's awesome. I love that. Okay, so how has your journey been for you with entrepreneurship? Like, what are some of the things that you kind of struggled with, but now you're kind of on top of it?
It really has been a journey. Starting out as an artist, it's so easy to lean heavily on the creative side and
Yes,
forget about the business side and the professionalism and the things that come with getting you where you want to go.
right,
Sometimes you have to learn to balance being creative and being artistic with taking the necessary steps to get where you want to be. And
right.
so for me, the greatest lesson was learning to pivot when things don't go the way you plan,
Mhm.
asking for help, and your perspective. I always say perspective is key. That's one of
Yes.
the things that I like to preach around. And I feel that as an entrepreneur, no matter what you do, it's never going to go exactly as you plan 100% of the time. And so you have to learn to pivot and do a lot of different things, try a lot of different things, learn along the way, ask questions, and be willing to change it up and see what works and what doesn't work.
Yes, I love that because I mean, you have to kind of adjust to what is going on around you and
Yes.
then not necessarily lose yourself. But I love that pivot. I hadn't heard anybody say that, so that's great. Just not necessarily move out of the way, just kind of turn a little bit.
Yeah, turn a
I
little bit.
love that. I love that. Okay, so we got to talk about it because everybody's going through it. How has the pandemic affected what you do, or has it affected what you do?
It has. It really has, in the sense of, as someone who performs,
Mhm.
it's you forget how important it is to have that energy of the audience and the people around you. And it's like, I feel like I have my team,
Mhm.
and when you take that away and you don't have that physical aspect of it, it really can be daunting and change the experience completely.
Right.
I am very thankful for technology,
Mhm.
but it changes the dynamic, it changes the feeling. And like I said earlier, a lot of artists and people that are entrepreneurs have had to pivot and see what works so that they can keep their business and their professional, ventures going.
Absolutely. So have you been able to kind of move around a little bit since it's not necessarily lifted, but not, well, I can't even say not as bad because the numbers are not going down. They're going the wrong direction. So have you been able to kind of move around just a little bit more than what you were doing at the beginning of the year?
Yes, I truly feel like this time was needed for me, as bad as it might seem like it is to say. I think it's always good to pause and reflect and recollect ourselves, and sometimes that needs to be done forcefully for busy bees like me and many of my other
Absolutely.
entrepreneur friends. And
Yes,
so
yes.
being able to breathe, take a step back, and just kind of recenter myself, and seeing everyone around me getting inspired and coming up with the most creative ideas to social distance, to keep everyone safe, and yet still pursue their dreams, their goals, and keep us all uplifted. It's been really great seeing how people have maneuvered the changes and still kept doing what they're doing.
Absolutely. I love that. And you know what? I think that we needed this time. Like we needed a pause. We needed something to kind of stop us and say, "Hey, you're forgetting, what you're supposed to be doing. You've still got your family, you've got stuff over here that you've got to manage and take care of, and then you've got your business." So, I think it was a wake-up call for a lot of us. I really do believe that. So, I agree with you. Okay, so before we go, is there anything that you want to share? What type of nugget would you want to give someone that's starting out, that's wanting to be a singer but just afraid to jump out there? What would you tell them to get them going?
Oh, what a loaded question. As I think back on starting out, I feel like I was really shielded from the amount of work and time and effort that it would take. And I think that in part was a good thing, because had I known, I probably would have said, you know what, maybe I'll do something else. You know, all joking aside, I love what I do.
Right.
But I think that being patient with yourself and others through the process is so important. You cannot do it overnight. There's so many people I know, especially in the music business, 10 years minimum, maybe, to even get to a place where you have the resources to do what you want to do. A lot of the time, starting out, just put yourself out there in any way you can. It may not look as shiny as you want, but if you're sharing a message that you're passionate about, people will see you and they'll get on board. They'll want to support you, they'll want to help you. And then as you grow and you're patient with yourself and you keep that vision and you remember why you're doing what you're doing, you remind yourself of the importance of your priorities, of your perspective, and you keep moving forward, then from that point, it'll start coming together slowly but surely. And so that's what I believe, and that's what I'm doing still. I learn new things all the time, every day. I'm very thankful for the people in my life who are around me and have so much knowledge that I can just bug them and ask them a bunch of stuff. Find those people in your camp that you can go to and ask those questions that you might be afraid to ask publicly.
Mhm.
And so that's what I would say. And I really hope that that does encourage someone, because I know it's so hard starting out, for sure. For
Yes.
sure.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that girl, that touched me. That pulled at my heartstrings. Because you just never know what people are going through. So to hear that, keep going. Don't worry about what it looks like right now, because the goal that you're trying to reach, you're going to get there and it's going to be amazing. So I love that. Absolutely love. Look, if it didn't touch anybody else, it touched me. It touched me. I'm amped. I'm ready to go.
Let's go.
Let's go. I love it. All right, darling. So tell the people how they can follow you and get in contact with you if they want you to come and speak at their event.
Yes, so you can go to my website, jillbrandon.com. I also have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You can visit those social medias and keep up with the updates of what I've got going on. I also have a new release of a song coming out that has a lot to do with what we've spoken about today about pivoting and learning to find your joy in the midst of the craziness that is 2020 or whatever else might come our way later on. And so you can find me at jillbrandon.com. If you need to contact me, you can contact me at contactjillbrandon@gmail.com. And I'd love to hear from you. If you need some encouragement, have any questions, I am happy to be a mentor, a resource, and share anything that I know to help you out.
Awesome. I love it. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. You are a beautiful soul. I swear you are. Hey, and don't forget to send me that song because I want to make sure that everybody hears that song and they listen to it and they love it and they contact you for everything that they need.
I will. Thank you so much for your time. This has been
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And that is our time. I wish we could talk some more, but we can't. It's okay. We'll come back.
yes.
We'll come back. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And guess what? We just talked about it. Peace out.